talk about something a lot of people deal with but don't always admit out loud: being broke. And I don't mean the I bought brunch twice this weekend type of broke. I mean the type where money comes in, money disappears, and you're sitting there looking at your bank account like, I just got paid. Where did it go? Have you ever checked your bank account and said, nah, that can't be right, and then checked again like something changed? This is for you. Today we're breaking down what staying broke actually looks like, why it keeps happening, who it hits the hardest, when people finally realize they're stuck, where this whole cycle even comes from, and most importantly, how you can start breaking it today. Let's get into it before your bank account hits you with another low balance alert. What does staying broke actually mean? When I say broke, I'm not talking about income, I'm talking about pattern. Being broke looks like this. You get paid by Friday, and by Monday, you're already calculating how to stretch $20 for the week. Your bank account hits zero before the month ends. A $300 emergency arises. That's not an inconvenience, that's a crisis. And the wild part, you're making more money than you did a few years ago. But somehow, nothing has changed. Your money is basically a situationship. It shows up, but it never stays. Being broke, it's not about how much you make. It's about being stuck in a cycle where you never move forward. Why do people stay broke? Let's talk about the traps, the real ones. Lifestyle creep. This one gets everybody. You get a raise and suddenly you're like, I deserve nice things. You upgrade your phone, your wardrobe, your streaming services, and your appetite. Now you're still broke, just with better quality problems. You get a $300 raise, you spend $350 more. The math is disrespectful. What's the fix? Freeze your lifestyle for a year. If your income goes up, your lifestyle doesn't have to. Let that extra money actually do something for you. Next, no emergency fund. Most people don't stay broke because of everyday bills. They stay broke because every time life sneezes, it knocks them back to zero. Your tire blows out, you don't have a savings, you swipe your credit card, and now you're paying interest on rubber. Or your kid gets sick, you miss work, your paycheck is short, and suddenly you're paying interest on groceries. It's not irresponsibility, it's lack of preparation. Start with a $500 emergency fund. Not $10,000, not $5,000, just $500. Save $20 a week for 6 months. Done. Next, debt feels normal. Debt is marketed like a lifestyle upgrade. Buy now, pay later. Zero interest for 12 months, only $40 a month. Yeah, until month 13 hits, and suddenly you're paying 24% interest. You have a $2K credit card balance. Your minimum is $40. 32 of that is interest. You're only paying $8 towards your balance. At that rate, your grandkids will be paying it all for you. Here's what you do. List all your debts. Pick either the snowball or avalanche approach, and stop pretending like the minimum payment is a plan. Here's another one that gets people. No financial plan. Most people don't have a plan. They're just out here freestyling their finances like it's open mic. You think you spend $200 a month on food, but your bank statements say $600. DoorDash says we appreciate your loyalty. Use the 50-30-20 rule and track your spending for 30 days, just 1 month. You'll be shocked to see how much money is sneaking out the back door. Next, lack of financial education. Schools taught us how to find the area of a rectangle, which I've never used in my adult life, but never taught us how credit works. You take a 7-year car loan because the monthly payments are low. It feels affordable, but you end up paying $12,000 in interest. That's not a car, it's a long-term relationship. Just focus on learning the basics. One topic a week: compound interest, taxes, credit, assets versus liabilities. Money isn't complicated, it's just unfamiliar. Some people have a fear of starting small. Some people think you need $500 to start investing. Meanwhile, somebody's putting away $25 a week and quietly minding their business. You wait for the perfect time. They start with $25. Guess who wins? Start small. $10, $20, $25 a week. The habit matters more than the amount. All right, let's talk about who this affects. It affects people who grew up in homes where money was never discussed. People whose income went up, but their habits didn't. People who live in high-cost areas where rent is basically a second job. They rely on credit to survive. If you see yourself in any of these, you're not alone. You're not broken. You're just operating in a system that never taught you the rules. When do people finally realize that they're stuck? There's always a moment. The car breaks down and you realize you have $14.27 to your name. You get a raise, but you still feel broke. You hit 30 or 40 and your retirement still says zero. You add up your minimum payment and you realize half of your check is going to the past. That's the moment where you go, something's got to change. And that moment is powerful. All right, now let's talk about where the cycle comes from. The cycle usually comes from childhood habits or social pressure, marketing, living beyond your means, no long-term vision. Your friends go out every weekend and you don't want to be the one that says, I can't afford it. So you swipe your card and pray. We've all been there. Once you understand where the cycle comes from, you can stop blaming yourself and you can start changing the inputs. How do you break the cycle? Here's the part that matters. Freeze your lifestyle. Build a $500 emergency fund. List your debts and pick a strategy. Create a simple plan. Learn the basics. Start small. Change one habit at a time. Not 10, not 5, 1. Small wins stack, and stacked wins change your life. Being broke isn't a moment, it's a pattern, and patterns can be broken. If this video opened your eyes or at least made you laugh at your financial pain, hit the like button so more people can start breaking their cycle too. And if you want more content like this, subscribe. Your future self will thank you, and your bank account might finally stop giving you attitude.